Hi, this is Myra with Boutique Paint. This week we're going to be working on some Easter/spring decor, and these are dollar store eggs and dollar store bunnies. And I had done a video last year and decoupaged these, but this year we're going to use some salt wash and some paint and some molds to decorate these little guys. So I'm starting out with DIY's Farm Fresh. And next what I want to do is I want to put some salt wash. And I'm doing this in just a throwaway little cup. And I'm putting in a fair amount of the salt wash because I want a little bit of texture. I don't know if you can see this, but the bunnies and the eggs have these like honeycomb little things in here, and sometimes if you just paint it, well, I can show you. This one, it didn't do too bad, but you can see the honeycomb. So I'm trying to do two things. I want texture on them, but I also want the little honeycomb not to be showing through. So I can just add a little bit more, get it stirred up. And if you've never worked with salt wash, it's a thickener, and it's great for helping with texture. And you can add it to the paint like this and mix it up, or you can paint and then put a little bit of salt wash directly onto your piece and let the whole thing dry and then paint over it, and it adds texture. So normally you would use a chip brush with this. I'm just going to use just a little brush since it's a smaller project, and I'm just going to pounce it onto the piece. I know I always tell you to keep pieces of foam around, and this is a good project for this. These are the two pieces I did already, and they're drying. So I put a toothpick because your fingers are always going to be in something like this. So whether you're going to use this as like a pick in a floral arrangement or something along those lines, you can put the toothpick through the bottom of the egg. Or if you're going to make something where it's hanging, let's put it through the top, because then you don't see the hole in it. And then it helps you just rotate this piece, but it also helps you to let it dry without having to do one half and then turn around and do another half. I always try to save foam pieces, not a ton of them, but you know, this corner was from a project 2 weeks ago where I needed some foam, that our little bunny project. It's always good to have it, and it always seems to come in, you know, different things. So just grab a piece and set it aside and just have it for your DIY crafting. Okay, that one looks like it's pretty covered. I love these little bunnies. They're just very sweet. So cute. They remind you of spring. So the reason why I'm pouncing is it helps, because the paint has been thickened, it helps to add some texture. If I just painted it on like regular paint, that would work too, and it's just a thicker paint, but I do want the texture. If you don't care if you have texture or not, then you can skip the salt wash. So as everything's finishing drying, I want to start working on the embellishments for putting on these little guys. I did one that I did in resin, where I used the mica powders and painted it in here. That's why this thing looks so colorful right now. I'm going to try this little flower here. So I'm going to put a little bit of cornstarch in there. And then we're going to do the IOD air dry clay. And so the reason why I'm showing you all these different ways is depending on what medium you like to work with or how you want your little decor to look. It gives you some options. Pop this guy, and there we go. Got a little extra, so I'll just pinch that off with my finger, but Isn't that sweet? I love this mold, as you can tell, because I've already made a mess of it. That's actually a mess that will be coming soon for a video. I wanted to do a trial run. Sometimes I have to do trial runs to make sure proof of concept. Sometimes I can just go and know it'll work, but not always. So if you want to take these little guys and make them into like little garden stakes, just use a couple shish kebab sticks. I'm just going to take a little bit of glue, and you can't use hot glue on this project because it will melt the foam of these little guys. This guy's still a little bit damp from my second coat, and you can see that I have some of the white still showing through. I did that on purpose. I wanted some contrast on him, so I did that on all of them. I do not have a steady hand, so I prefer to paint it before it's glued to a piece. Now you could let this dry, but if you do this very delicately and not push very hard, you won't lose any of the detail. And you can't tell that I'm doing much to it, I realize, since it's white on white. So next I want to do the leaves. Same thing. Oops, I got the flower. I have the worst habit of putting my paint either on the wrong side of the hand I'm painting with or away from me. Do you do that? I'm ambidextrous, so I think my brain thinks, oh yeah, this is the correct side, but I definitely do certain things with certain hands until it comes to badminton. Then I'm all confused of what hand to use. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set that down for a second. I think I'm just going to dry it real quick because I want to put a color in the center. So in the center, I'm just using a little bit of Queen Bee. It just gives a little bit of a nice contrast there. Let's put that one on this bunny. Oops. For the egg, I think I want to do something a little bit bigger so it covers more of the egg. So I'm going to choose this one here. I'm probably not going to do the stem, however. I might do a little bit of the stem just to help me anchor the ribbon. Little guy is skinny in there, right there. So when you pull him out, be careful. Let's flip it over and see if... Nope, he just didn't. That little leaf wanted to stay behind. All right, that's okay. We'll use them anyway. So this one I want to be a hanging one, and I did put a little bit of glue in there, and it did, the E6000 did melt this. So I'm making a proper mess today. So I'm going to just put some of the, this is just the tacky glue. Okay, so first I want to put a ribbon. So I'm going to have a little bit of it hanging down. Probably should have made that a little bit longer. Let's get some glue on the back of this, and we want it to be on all the little pieces. I think I'm gonna just set that right in there. Get our little bud here. Whoop! It's got a mind of its own now. Let's see, what can we use? I think I'll use a Dixie cup just to hold it in place. Maybe. It still wants to turn. Let's see, where does that go? It goes right here. And then I'm going to put a bow up here because it feels like it just still needs a little something. Now what you could do is, if you don't like these little things just coming straight down, is just bring them over here to the edge and just put a little bit of glue to hold it out from the flower, and put a little loop in it. So you have that part.